Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie. Today is September 15th. My husband's playing video games. Today is September 15th. It's day 16 of the September series. That means I'm uploading every single day in September, if you haven't noticed. Today I have a little book haul. Well, I mean, it's not really little. It's a lot for one day. And I have a couple coming tomorrow. And then I plan on finishing Upgrade, unless I'm not vibing with it, and then I'll probably set it down and pick something else up. We will see. Okay, on to the book haul. I have a few books that I bought because I liked authors' previous works. I have The Hollow Places, a novel by T. Kingfisher, who is... Oh my god, there's someone staring at me. This is the author of What Moves the Dead, which I read last month, and Nettle and Bone, which I still haven't read, but I think it's about fairy tales. This book... Literally no idea what it is. Let's find out. Okay, it's about a woman named Kara, and she's helping out in her uncle's house, and she finds a portal to another world. Interesting. Okay, cool. Then I got Lock Every Door, a novel by Riley Sager. This is the author of The House Across the Lake, which I very much enjoyed. I feel like a lot of Riley Sager's books you hear a lot of mixed stuff with, but I feel like the majority of people enjoy this book. Oh my god, there's someone else. And I'm basic, so I will probably love it. It sounds like this is about a woman named Jules who is an apartment sitter, and another apartment sitter in the building, who knew there would be so many, goes missing, and they think it is dark forces at work. Then I got Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. This is the author of The Echo Wife, which I loved. So yeah, I'm so totally excited about this. This is about a pair of twins, which is interesting, you know. Twins, clones, and possibly about magic. Really don't know, but I don't mind not knowing anything when I go into a book, so. This cover is just next level. Look at it. Then I got All's Well by Mona Awad. This is the author of Bunny, which I obviously also really liked. I feel like I've seen more mixed things. Actually, you know what? I've seen mixed things about Bunny, but the people who love Bunny, I feel like have a mixed opinion of this book. I believe it's about a Shakespeare play, given the title. It's about a woman at her breaking point and a formidable, piercingly funny indictment of our collective refusal to witness and believe female pain. Then I got The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This wasn't because I've read her before. I just felt like, you know, as a booktuber, I should probably own or have read this book. Preferably both. Although I did enjoy Daisy Jones and the Six. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I had so much fun reading that book. I think I really liked books set in the 70s. This, however, I think is set over a span of time, because, you know, I think we're going over the 7 husbands of this woman. I was spoiled for the ending just randomly in a video. I think someone assumed that everyone had read this book. And at the time, I wasn't planning on reading it, but I feel like I will really enjoy this. I feel like the majority of people do, and I'm not that different. Then I have a new release, The Gathering Dark. This is an anthology of folk horror. I thought this book was gonna be twice the size. I'm so excited to read this. I don't know anything about the individual stories. I know that Chloe Gong, who wrote These Violent Ends, or These Violent Delights, is in here, and Tori Bottolino, who wrote Not Good for Maidens. Haven't read it. I've seen mixed things, but I just, look at this cover. And now I have some recommendations from you. First off, Fruits Basket. I got because Meredith talked about it in one of her videos. Pretty sure she said this was her favorite manga. And then the day that I watched that video, I was watching someone commenting on a movie. I like to watch movie commentaries. And in the background, they had this book right back there. They're not even a booktuber. And I was like, okay, the signs have pointed me in this direction. It's about a plucky high schooler, Toru Honda. She has a family tragedy and she moves into a tent. But the place that she moved onto is a private land belonging to the mysterious Soma clan. But the Somas have a secret of their own. When embraced by the opposite sex, they turn into the animals of Chinese zodiac. I was not expecting that. And then I have 2 books that Angela from Literature Science Alliance, which I will link down below, she's amazing, suggested for rich, you know, romance characters. We have A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. I've actually been thinking about this book. This is a queer love story that is by turns sweet and sultry. So Valacin didn't want to marry. It comes out that he's gay, and then they set him up with some dude in another place, it looks like. So it's a marriage of convenience. And then it sounded like it might get a little adventurous and political. With an unknown faction willing to kill to end their new alliance, Vel and Kay have no choice but to trust each other. Survival is one thing, but love, as both will learn, is quite another. I'm like already down bad for this book. And then we have Winter's Orbit. I know this is a series. I think the next one comes out next month, I think she said. This is sci-fi, fantasy, also romance. Prince Keem, a famously disappointing minor royal and the emperor's least favorite grandchild, damn, has been called upon to be useful for once. That was so shady. He's been commanded to fulfill an obligation of marriage to the representative of the empire's newest and most rebellious vassal planet. His future husband, Count Janin, is a widower and murder suspect. Okay, wait, this sounds pretty familiar. Maybe I should read these together and compare and contrast. Neither wants to be wed, but with a conspiracy unfolding around them and the fate of the empire at stake, they will have to navigate the thorns and barbs of court intrigue and the machinations of war and the long shadow of Janin's past, and they'll have to do it together. So begins a legendary love story amid the stars. Okay, wow. All right, that is it for the haul. I do have a few more books coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep reading Upgrade. So I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, the Vampire Academy television series just premiered today on Peacock, I think. So I think I might try to start it tonight. I loved this book series. I thought it got better and better with each book. The best being the one where Rose goes to Russia. So yeah, I'm so scared but excited to watch this new show. I will let you know my thoughts later. Okay guys, I read about 50 pages of Upgrade and there are things about it I still really like. Just the imagination and the possibility of someone's DNA changing this much and the sort of abilities that come with that. For those who don't know what this is about a man whose DNA has been changed and he's upgraded. He has sort of abilities. The coolest of which is still just that he can read so much, but as a nerd, I get that's why I like it so much. He said there's no point to ever just read one book at a time again. I could read a book with my eyes while simultaneously listening to an audiobook and comprehend each one to a 70% degree of accuracy. That's just I just want that upgrade, please. I also like the conversation about, what is it to be human? Is it because we have emotions? One of his upgrade symptoms is that he can sort of compartmentalize his emotions and even ignore them. He can also read people's body language and assume what they're going to say before they say it, and it kind of makes him not want to talk to other humans because it's like he's talking to a 10-year-old. I think that is fascinating. I don't know if I agree, but then again, I'm about the same as a 10-year-old. The only thing I'm not really liking is that it does feel more impersonal, less personal than the beginning. And I think that's indicative of what is happening to him. Like he says, he isn't relating to humans. And so he is very calculating and doesn't have much of a personality anymore because he is not really human anymore. So it makes sense that it's in here, but I have to say, I really like in the beginning how it's a mix of real life and sci-fi. So these crazy things are happening to him while he is living his life. And now it's totally gone on a sort of adventure level, I don't know, thriller-esque Jason Bourne kind of thing. Right as I ended, there has been a turn where I'm more interested in reading because I finally kind of see what direction we're going into. It's not just like this aimless running around, hiding, that sort of thing. The only other thing I personally don't like that, obviously other people do like, it's just there's over explanation of things happening. So I get that it's very fascinating to find out how someone is doing something, especially when they're a genius. However, I feel like there's a fine line between being satisfied with an explanation and then being overly given information. And it's happened quite a few times in this book. And I hate to sound like a bitch, but it just sounds kind of like the author researched all this stuff and he wanted to explain how he came to it. I don't know why. It brings me out of the narration, the narrative, the book. But again, that's just a personal preference. I have just a little over 100 pages left. If I had more, I would probably set this down. I wouldn't DNF it, but I only have 100 pages left. I kind of want to just finish it tonight. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will be back and let you know what I think. All right, I finished it. It did get a lot more fast paced in part 3, but it really just turned into an action book. I really am not the type of person who enjoys that. It's very much minute by minute the actions of what's happening for quite a while. So it's just not my type of writing that I enjoy. There was a line on page 235 that summed up the entire book. Higher intelligence doesn't make you less greedy or self-centered or evil. It doesn't necessarily make you a good person. I could have just read that. I will say that on part 3, something happens to our main character, and the description of it, it actually gave me pain, which I think was the intent. So I thought that was really, really well done. So yeah, ultimately, I just don't think this book was for me, in which case I don't even really want to rate it, because my instinct right now is just to give it a 3-star, because I think conceptually I was very interested. I liked reading about the possibility of this happening in real life, though I only hope I'm dead before that happens. I feel like the thing I liked most about this were the emotional aspects, which a part of the upgrade was, you know, getting rid of that. I liked him interacting with the people that he loved and respected in his life and even feared. The things I didn't like, I didn't really like all of the science talk. Like, I understand it went above my head and it's not for me. Interestingly enough, it didn't make it harder to read. So I think there is an approachable way that he did this, which is pretty cool for the stuff that they were talking about. Although I think there were sometimes it was just a little far. There's one description on page 303. Our main character is climbing something and he says, I clung once more to the unforgiving high-inch steel ledge, my gastrocnemius and soleus quivering. And then in parentheses it says calf muscles. Bitch, why couldn't you just say calf muscles? So yeah, just not for me. I think it's interesting, but maybe as a novella, I don't know. I mean, how I would have found it more interesting. Obviously, a lot of people love this and will love this because it's their type of thing, just not mine. So I don't think I'm gonna be rating it. Definitely thought-provoking though, very cool. I'm probably gonna make dinner and try watching Vampire Academy. I don't know that I'll start something else tonight, but if I do, I'll probably include it in tomorrow's vlog, just so we can, you know, be at the end of the vlog and be at the end of the book. So let me go over some stats. Today I read 168 pages of Upgrade. So in total for the September series, if you guys are new, I'm doing this every daily reading vlog just to track things. For the September series in total, I've read 3,650 pages. And now I finished 11 books and I can strike one more book off of this. Also, I realized that some of the genres aren't accurate. Like, I thought The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue was sci-fi, but I'm too lazy to move it around now. Keeping in mind that Addie LaRue was fantasy, I think the only genre I haven't read yet on this is general fiction. So I'll definitely have to read one of those next from this group. I say that, but tomorrow I'll probably get a book in the mail and start reading that instead. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm having so much fun for this September series. We're halfway through and I'm not wanting to quit, so that's something. In general, if you have any book recommendations, even if you don't think I'll like it, just for everyone else to read, but you know I'm gonna be buying whatever you say, definitely put something down in the comments. I am obviously just wanting to burn through my cash. All right, I will see you tomorrow.